Oh, Tristan! But how bad could it be?
This is Green Lantern.
This movie sucks! Hey, sorry it took so long, man. It's just that, he's gone, isn't he?
What do you think?
Well, I think you fucked up.
What?
You had one job, Tristan, and you done fucked up.
Stop choking me already!
Why should I? After all, I'm just a
Technically, I said you fucked up.
What do you have to offer?
Well, if you could stop choking me for 1 second so I don't sound like Morphin from the Superhero Squad show.
Start talking quickly.
The Power Rangers!
Go on.
Okay. First off, ow! Secondly, I understand that you were upset about
You're damn right I'm upset!
about the last movie. So, what I suggest is that we can review a movie based off something nostalgic that we both love. Specifically, Power Rangers. I can let you decide which one we do.
Oh, perfect. I got just the movie.
And what's that? Really? That one?
Yeah.
But it's just... Okay, that's a fair point, but still... Alrighty then, can't argue with that logic, but... Ooh, wait, I got something for this. Ah!
You've got to teach me how to do that one.
No problem, but until then, it's Morphin time!
Power Professor!
Go, go, Guardian! Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and others. I am the Guardian,
And I'm the Professor.
and welcome to another portion of the rerun that I like to call... Wait, what do we call it again?
We call it Back to the Past.
Right. Welcome to Back to the Past. This is a new segment where he and I, or either of us by ourselves, decide to take a look at some of the stuff that we thought was good when we were younger and see if it still holds up today, despite all sorts of things that go into the production of a TV show or a movie. Case in point?
Power Rangers! Power Rangers, based off the equally fantastic Super Sentai series in Japan, is easily one of the dumbest amalgamation of ideas into a single show, and I love it.
The series itself follows the adventures of 5, later 6, teenagers with attitude led by Zordon, aka a floating head in a tube, as they battle the evil Rita Repulsa, Lord Zed, and other rubber-suited monsters, and this concept has lasted for over 20 years of various incarnations, and at this point, it's still going.
The movie here is a mismatch of concepts from the first 3 seasons of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. While even then, this movie and its seasons themselves use elements of the 16th, 17th, and 18th series of Super Sentai, which are Kyoryuger Sentai Zero Ranger, Dinosaur Squadron Beast Ranger, for most of the suits, and Rita and Golar, Gosei Sentai Die Ranger, 5-Star Squadron Great Ranger, for the White Ranger, and Ninja Sentai Kaku Ranger, Ninja Squadron Hidden Ranger, for the powers featured in the movie.
But despite the nostalgia factor behind its production, we're going to see if it still holds up after 20 years. So, it's Morphin time with Power Rangers the movie. So, the movie, based off one of the most original TV shows of all time, immediately starts with the most cliched of tech scrolls.
Yep, ever since Star Wars, most science fiction movies must start with this.
And, being someone who took typography in college, I am immediately disturbed by the choice in capitalization. Why is Zords and Zordon capitalized like that?
Well, Zordon brought them together after all.
And another thing, exactly how many teams has he abducted?
That is a good question. It says that the tradition continues. So how long has the tradition of being a ranger been going on?
Well, based off what we had in the 2017 movie, it is likely that it all began with Zordon back when he was a space wizard. So, we're only 30 seconds into this movie, and we're already ranting about one of our Power Ranger theories.
Sorry about that, folks. That's something you're going to have to start getting used to. We're going to be doing this. A lot.
Like, a lot. So, after the title, we cut to our cast of 30-somethings playing teenagers skydiving for charity.
Gee. Angel Grove must be loaded if you can actually do all this kind of stuff for charity. What else did Angel Grove High, as well as Angel Grove in general, do for charity in the same vein?
Cleaning, painting, building, dirt bike races, music festivals.
The 90s. How I missed thee.
So yeah, our color-coordinated heroes are skydiving with the best characters in the entire series, Bulk and Skull. Sadly, this is one of the only times we see them in the movie.
We all like to think that we're a brave-hearted Tommy or quick-witted analytical Billy, but we've come to the fact that chances are we are most likely a Bulk and Skull.
Specifically, I'm Bulk, you're Skull.
Easily.
One after another they jump out, and of course, Tommy has to show off.
They all make their way down to Sydney, Australia. I mean Angel Grove.
Yeah, everyone's made their jokes about how the city of Sydney, Australia is really out of place in this movie, considering that behind the scenes, this was mostly a reason to give the actors a vacation to Australia, so we're just not going to mention anything else about it. Let's not beat a dead horse.
Yeah. Instead, the Rangers successfully land on the bullseye and segue into a music video.
But then some workers uncover an ancient sewer grate and naturally decide to open it.
Let's get a crane in here.
Yeah, you think they'd notify someone important before opening this thing? The police, an archaeologist, even their boss before opening it up? Nope.
As a result, the Rangers are summoned to the command center and it looks pretty sprucey.
The lighting is much better. You actually look like you actually know what you're doing on the console. Alpha looks great. Even Zordon can move its lips in sync with its words. And it looks downright brilliant.
Would you say that it looks
Fantastic!
Yes. Yes, I would.
So Zordon informs them about an old enemy of his named Ivan Ooze and their history together.
I'm sorry, but based on this, we have to consider just how many other enemies out there from Zordon's past you have to take into consideration, aside from Rita, Zed, and now Ooze.
After all, he did say that he dealt with Ooze several millennia ago, so you've got to wonder how many other enemies did he create or face in however many years he was a space wizard.
That's a good question. We can also pen the same kind of inquiry just how many Rangers there were before the 6 that we know today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zordon, the original Candyman. Back in the movie, we cut to Lord Zed, Rita, Goldar, and some pig monster.
Movie-only villain for sure.
All with the cinematic update.
Lord Zed in particular looks amazing. He's got a sleeker metallic chrome skeleton around his body, and he has a staff that doesn't need to be held together by duct tape.
And so, they crack open the egg.
To quote Lord Zed,
Let's crack this egg!
And then we get introduced to Ivan Ooze, easily one of the best parts of the movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ooze is back!
he was so much fun. Ivan Ooze is one of those Power Ranger bad guys that was definitely created to add to the camp factor, but was obviously one of the better bad guys in Ranger history, and could tell that the actor portraying him was having fun.
Immediately after he's freed, we get an idea that, apart from spewing one-liners and jokes, he's still a force to be reckoned with, and naturally, after being freed from his egg, he plans on taking out Zordon, but not before introducing himself to the Rangers, who show up not long after.
Smells like teenagers.
So, Axe body spray, sweat, and angst.
Ew. And while this effect is very dated, it still gets across how powerful Ivan is when he reveals himself to the Rangers.
Too bad it's immediately followed by this.
We're the Power Rangers.
Woo! Where's my autograph book?
What the hell are you talking about? That was hilarious!
Yeah, I get that it's funny, but we got an actual sort of build-up to see how evil he is and how much power he has, and then we just get a joke.
Dude, it's Power Rangers in the 90s.
Okay, yeah, fair point. Oh, and to those of you who are hoping to see the Putty Patrol in this movie, too bad.
Meet my kids.
At least these guys look a lot creepier than the putties, thanks to the lighting in this scene.
Agreed. And it gives us our first official fight scene, complete with puns,
Ever play kick the can?
Custom makeup.
Hey, let me get the door. Use you lose.
An epic 90s song,
Action boy now. Action girl now.
and fart jokes! Ah, so many fart jokes.
These oozlings are literally living gack. Meanwhile, Ooze bolted straight towards the command center to get some revenge on Zordon for all that he missed while he was trapped inside that egg.
The Black Plague. The Spanish Inquisition. The Brady Bunch reunion.
That was definitely a joke for the parents who had to go and see this when they were kids.
Back with the Rangers, they're backed into a corner, and of course, it's time.
Let's do it, guys. Right. It's Morphin time.
Pterodactyl.
Triceratops. Tyrannosaurus. Mastodon.
Saber-tooth tiger.
White tiger.
Now, it still bothers me that the morphing sequence in the movie isn't the same as it is in the show, but the suits do look impressive. Like, they look like they could protect you in a legit fight.
Oh, definitely, especially from the way it looks. But it looks like it was hard to hell to work in.
40 pounds each.
Eesh.
And doing flips and kicks and all sorts of stunts, that couldn't have been easy.
I feel bad for the stunt doubles of some of those guys.
I feel bad for Jason David Frank.
Say what now?
During the runtime of the show, the unmorphed fights and such, and this movie, Jason did all of his stunts himself.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. The man is a badass, past, present, and future.
Long live JDF. But the Gax retreat, proving that they're either the smartest or the dumbest henchmen ever, since they lived during the morphing sequence to set a trap for the Rangers.
Enter the next fight scene with the Power Rangers morphed, and we get gadgets that were never in the TV shows.
Or the comics from what I've seen.
Activating power beam.
Activating power scope. Stagger Stinger.
Pterodactyl thunder whip. Eliminate trap. CNS claw.
After successfully taking out the minions, Ooze's damage to the command center finally hits them as their powers fade, and they head back to see what's wrong. Wait a minute. The power's out at the command center, so did they walk all the way back to the command center?
That's a good question, because the command center is on Vasquez Rock. And as Kurt can tell you, that ain't an easy trek.
I see what you did there.
So after making their way to the command center, on foot most likely, and they see it completely trashed, Ooze did one hell of a job wrecking their stuff. And there's another point about Ivan's plan that disturbs me. He left Alpha and Zordon alive. If Ivan Ooze had just completely finished them off, he would have won the day for sure.
Yeah, but the Rangers had to win somehow, didn't they?
But even then, it's still a flaw in villain logic. That's kind of like the equivalent of telling the good guys your entire plan, and then leave them in their death trap, but not actually overseeing them actually die.
Fair point. But speaking of Ooze's plan, Ivan heads to Rita and Zed's castle on the moon, and he begins his hostile takeover. He even sticks Rita and Zed into a snow globe.
I want one. It's so adorable.
Ivan enrolls Goldar and the pig...
Mordaunt.
Whatever. He plans to brainwash the parents of Angel Grove to help him dig up his machines of devastation to help him take over the world.
Of course!
Really, dude?
This joke can never be buried deep enough.
So after Alpha tells the Rangers about an ancient power that could be used to help revive Zordon, the Rangers use what little power is remaining in the command center to teleport them to Queensland, Australia, Phaedos.
And upon seeing them leaving, Ooze hawks up a loogie that becomes the Tanga Warriors. Now, comparing that to the show, Rita Revolto, Rita's brother, brought over an egg that contained the Tanga Warriors to help them fight off the Rangers. All in this, they're made of living snot that somehow grew feathers.
Power Rangers is weird.
So while Ivan sells his jizz to kids,
Dude!
we don't know where it came from. If the Tangas came from his spit, for all we know, they are playing with his jizz. I mean, look at how he's disguised. He looks just like the kind of creep who would want to play with children.
Ugh. The worst part about it is I can't even argue with that.
You really can't. His Gak brainwashes the parents so that he can have them start digging up his ectomorphicons, which are basically his own robots.
Back on Phaedos, the Tingas attack the Rangers, and they're saved by Xena, warrior princess.
Actually, her name is Dulcea, and after mentioning Zordon's name, she decides to help them. She assists them in channeling their own ninja animal spirits.
Okay, hold up.
What?
Alright, we've already established that Zordon's been doing this for numerous years, right?
At least countless millennia.
Right, and it's definitely established that he travels from world to world, and now he's just finally arriving on Earth.
Yeah?
Okay. How many Angel Grove's movie bar movies do you want to bet that Dulcea was once his former Green Ranger on Phaedos? I mean, look at the evidence right there. She knows Zordon. She's a warrior who's there to actually help them achieve the great power, help them unlock their powers, and she just so happens to be wearing just one simple collar. Who else do we know that are trained warriors, know Zordon, help defend the innocent and the weak, and wears one particular color no matter what?
I can't argue with that.
You can't! Just how old is she? And not to mention the fact, she's aware of Ivan Ooze's existence and the damage that he could do to the Earth.
Not just the Earth, the universe. Therefore, she must be one of his past Rangers. Either that or we're digging too deep into this.
There's Power Rangers. They've already kind of established that it's deep and that they're finally actually digging this stuff out with the new comics. For God's sake, they've already confirmed a Psycho Green to actually exist.
I called it! So, like I said, Dulcea assists the Rangers in channeling their own ninja animal spirits.
Rocky is the 8, Aisha's the bear, Billy the wolf, Kimberly the crane, Adam the frog,
I'm a frog.
and Tommy the falcon.
She gives them all as much guidance as she can and points them towards Dick Mountain before turning into an owl herself and flying off.
They head into the jungle and come across the remains of Jurassic Park.
They fight their way through several tests, mostly made of stones or bones, until they get to the center of the forest and obtain their animal spirits. No, Jungle Fury, no. You don't exist yet. Just go.
They teleport to find Angel Grove under attack and mostly in ruin.
Well, what else is new?
They summon their Zords to fight Ivan's robots and...
Oh my god, these swords look like shit!
Yeah, the CGI Zords are pretty dated.
Long since expired.
But there's still some symbolism and enjoyment to be had out of this. And just be thankful, it could have been worse. It could have been New Line Cinema.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's Power Rangers. I can't hate it.
They fight individually for a while before combining into the Ninja Megazord.
Well, Tommy saves the kids on a monorail that got destroyed by the ectomorphicons while they're trying to save their brainwashed parents after Ivan told them to go and jump off a cliff.
That Megazord has a mustache.
Holy shit, you're right!
The worst part is, I know exactly what that Megazord looks like naturally. They added that for this movie! No. I'm not making this up. Alright. You see? That's the Megazord in the movie, and this is the Megazord from Conquer Ranger, Alien Rangers, and Season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Even the toy did not have that mustache. Nor does it even look that shape. It's okay. Hold on. There you go. Here. White Tiger Power Coin.
What the fuck? After destroying one of the machines, Ivan decides to... Oh my god, that's terrifying!
So, Ivan emerges with his last Morphicon to finish the Rangers off himself. And after Tommy docks with the Megazord to help it fly, they head off into space for the final battle.
Thanks to a mentioning of Ryan's comet earlier in the movie, they throw Ivan into the comet to destroy him.
But not before the 90s crotch shot.
Oh no.
And bingo!
Huh?
Oh, sorry, I was doing 90s movie cliche bingo the entire time we were reviewing this. And then the Rangers head back to the command center to use the great power that they received on Phaedos in order to try to resurrect Zordon. And naturally, they succeed, although it does make me question why the Rangers didn't come back to the command center straight away to help save Zordon, so that possibly their powers could have had a significant boost once the command center's technology was up and running again, and whether or not they could have used the great power itself to erase Ivan from existence, but it's a happy ending overall.
So after saving everyone, Oh hey! Vulcan Skull are back!
I wish they were in the movie more.
Yeah.
So the city thanks the Power Rangers with fireworks, possibly on the 4th of July. And that was 1995's Power Rangers movie.
And it was awesome! Even after over 23 years since its first release back in 95, it still holds up as a monument of what made the original Power Rangers so amazing and fun. And I myself saw this movie several times when I was around the proper age to enjoy it. The Rangers, the bad guys, the fighting, and the suits and visuals still give me that nostalgia factor that a lot of 80s and 90s denizens could truly enjoy.
Now, while I wasn't the right age to see this movie when it came out, I wasn't even born yet, but years later when I watched it, I was honestly conflicted. The stuff that was good was really good. Ivan Ooze, the suits, the characters, all great. But what was bad was really bad. The dated CGI is very distracting. The fact that it isn't canon with the series makes it somewhat a doozy to enjoy. While the Ninjetti arc in the series was handled much better, there is still some real enjoyment out of this movie. So yeah, I'm glad that I saw this. The movie isn't for everyone, but if you're into cheesy, campy, and pure 90s nostalgia, this movie is probably right up your alley.
Well, thanks for letting me review a movie that I actually enjoyed this time, Guardian.
Well, thank you for joining me.
No problem.
And you're useless to me.
Destroyer! That's the dude who stole my Ring of Rage!
I'll get him, dude.
Wait, Tristan!
Magic Blade.
Tristan, you alright, bud?
That hurt, dude.
Of course, he has my ring! He has my ring, dude!
I wish you'd give me a little bit more warning than that.
I tried to, but you just lunged right at him!
How much rage has he absorbed?
You think that you can stop me now? Thanks to the boost from your last review, I'm even more powerful!
He siphoned off your rage from the Green Lantern review, man.
Oh, man. And that was a smorgasbord of pissosity.
Yeah.
So, until your next review, I am done here.
Oh, no, you don't! You ain't getting away this time! Damn it! He got away!
Don't worry, dude. We're gonna find him, we're gonna get the ring back and bring back balance to the everything.
Well, his energy signature is... it's hard to find.
Leave that to me. I'll pull as much of my resources into fighting him as much as possible.
Thanks, buddy. I think it's time that we need to start putting our resources together, because something tells me he's going to attack really soon.
But the question is, where? And who? And for what?
Well, for what? Obviously to kill me, or destroy me, that's his name. Who? Probably me, because he's been trying to get through to this dimension, because honestly what had happened, Nathan created a time paradox to where he got my Ring of Rage, and now he's siphoning rage off of us through the movie reviews in order to, well, try to kill me.
Just thank God we're not part of Linkara's fame.
Oh, yeah. But until then, we need to put our resources together, do what we can to at least track him down, because something tells me the finale is coming.
That's a day that's gonna live in infamy
Right. But until then, thanks for watching, and while we try to figure this thing out, we'll catch you guys later.
I got this one.